Hi guys, we're back here today, Chris O'Sullivan fishing. We had a really good response from the match that was on Barrow there a couple of weeks ago and the Weaver video, and it's been the most successful video so far, especially the amount of views that in a short space of time that we got. So we're going to do another one today at the competition here in Glen. It's not really very easy all the time to get a video done during a match, because sometimes you get a few fish, you're a bit behind, you're under pressure, and add to that I've got to go to work tonight, so I can only fish about 2.5 hours of the 4-hour match. So I'm hoping to do a bit of damage early, and usually here when the tide turns you get a few fish, so I'll just be able to fish that. So hopefully I'll be able to get a couple of fish. Just go through the baits we brought today. Frozen mackerel, some fresh would have been lovely but didn't happen. I've got a bag of large kind of Sandeels, a couple of launce in there as well that we got during the week, so they're nice and fresh. Hopefully they'll be something special. And squid are the 3 baits we're going to bring. It's mixed ground here, mostly mud, but there are some dirty spots. So pulley rig, 6-ounce lead, because there is a good bit of tide movement, maybe not so much today but there generally is. So 6-ounce lead. In the genius move I forgot my traces that I made for this, so down to a size 1 Camazan. I would have liked to have used about a 2.0 because it's mostly rays, dogs and huss that we fish for here. So I'm fishing small, unfortunately. Richie has promised me a few rigs, but he's a long way up. But I think I might have to make a move, swallow my pride and borrow a rig to see can I get a few fish. So ready to go, fishing with the Century BB. Like I said, feeling good. I've drawn peg 1 again this week, which is pure luck. So hopefully it goes better than last week when I was very confident on Capaclough and it just didn't happen at all. So not much time, get going, about a half an hour to go to start. So just going to show you the bit of baiting up there that I'm going to do today for the first cast anyway. Kind of a good sized medium Sandeel on the size 1. Squid, I always like to take out this piece in the middle. It's like a plastic. It looks like the plastic, it's not actually plastic. And some people do, some people don't. But I like to take the outer skin off of the squid. It's pretty easy to do. I always just was told this is how to do it growing up, and it's never really left me down whenever I have used squid. So it's a bit messy, but as you can see, here's with a nice white bait. So we'll just trim that down to match our hook size. And what we're going to do is just put it through like so, drop it around and make like a curtain to go around it, or a blanket, or whatever you want to call it. So I got a bit of information off a local lad that he did very well with squid here recently. He'd rays and huss, but this is a much smaller tide than the one that he was fishing, so you just don't know really how it's going to go until you get the baits in the water. So I like to use plenty of elastic, kind of mummify it. Sometimes maybe I think too much, but well, we're all different. So no, there you go. This is what we're going to be using. Sandeel wrapped in squid, just a little bit hanging down. Surely pick something up. Okay, so I'm sure conger was one of the things that I mentioned when I talked about what was available to catch here, and this fella's done himself a bit of mischief. But nice little strap conger to start the match. These measure lengthways as well, so maybe about 60 points. Certainly a good start for the first cast. So I get him measured now, and hopefully there's a few more around. You have to reckon my caught. So after the success of the first cast, getting that little strap conger, I'm going to go back out again, same kind of plan. So Sandeel on the hook, and there's a lot of crab in this area as well, so I do like to give it a lot of elastic just to make sure that anything that does go at it has to really work for it to get it off. So there we have our Sandeel. Again, we'll go with our little kind of curtain of squid. Not sure curtain is the right word for it, but we called it a curtain on the first cast and we got a fish, so from now on it's a curtain. Again, plenty of elastic just to hold it in place. There we go. Just clean up this piece here. Perfect. And we're going to do the same on the top hook, because we're after changing now and putting two pulleys together in order to make a 2-hook trace, because where we are actually on this mark, it seems to be clean enough, whereas up further is much dirtier. So we've kind of looked out on a bit with the ground outside us, so we're going to try and take advantage, have 2 baits in the water instead of 1. This is doubling our chances, doubling our scent trail practically, and hopefully it's going to double our catch results. So again, lay it down alongside it, and I don't spare the elastic anyway. Some guys do, but I don't. There's a time and a place for everything, I suppose, and fishing in an estuary like this, where it's mostly scent that the fish go off of, I don't think that the elastic makes a whole pile of difference to the fish. So here we are again. Take off those pieces out of the way, make sure we don't cut off our snood, and there you go. 2 baits ready for action. No other fish so far, so at the moment we're leading. So you'll see we're after, we've got a section of lawns on an eel wrapped in squid again, just in the hopes that we can pick a few fish out of it. As you can see, the ground, it's very rocky, broken ground, mud, and this kind of more broken ground outside. It's 2 hours into the competition. I've managed still just a conger off the first cast, so that's a bit disappointing, but I'm in second place with it, so can't complain too much about that. There's the fella in the lead has about a 5-pound ray and a small strap conger. There's another ray and a doggy caught so far, so it's fairly poor. The small tide is really affecting us, but as you can see, it's looks like a nice spot, but it's just not happening at the moment. But time is running out on me for work, so I said 2 hooks, going to come in a bit closer. That's where the fish seem to have come from, and hopefully we can pull something out. The crab action thankfully isn't bad today, but that's not to say that it won't pick up again. Very slippy on this area, as you can see. Water's just pure filthy. Oh, I thought we might have had a fish there, but wasn't to be. So we're getting back after 15 minutes, which tells you there's not a whole pile of anything going on. Unfortunately, time and tide waits for no man, and neither does work. So I had to face the prospect of leaving the match early, which is never a good thing, and especially when I was in second place, knowing that 1 good fish or maybe even a couple of dogs would get me into pole position, but fearing the worst, that actually after I left it would get dark and more than likely I'd be overtaken and probably left in around last place. Even though the fishing was very poor, it was still the real fear. Kevin Hayden, like I said, was just after landing a decent sized thornback, and the lads on the high pegs had a good few missed bites. So like, you just don't know what was going to happen when you're not there. But that's what I had to face. So unfortunately we didn't get to do much more recording. So with time running out, I decided to throw caution to the wind and put out 2 big mackerel baits in the hopes of tempting a ray or possibly another conger. As I got back to my rod after moving my box closer to the car, I found that it was very severely stuck. I tried to coax it out, and if I had more time I think I might have got it, but I had to kind of bully it as time was really against me. So it just didn't happen, and this was the result. Disappointment. Snap. But what can you do? I ended up second in the competition, which is 2 out of 3 podiums, so it has to be good. If you're enjoying the videos, please take the time to subscribe. It's free and helps out.